Hey, Tyler. What are you guys looking to build on from the second half offensively that you guys can continue into the next game?
Consistency and execution. I feel like we were always one block, one route away, one communication call away from putting together a complete drive and complete games. So that's the only thing that we need to carry on: execution and doing it consistently.
Hey Tyler, as an offensive lineman, what is your ideal play call or formation when it's first and goal from the one?
Whatever Coach Reese calls, we have the utmost confidence. We have the utmost confidence in Coach Reese, and whatever he calls, that's our job to execute.
What have you heard about dealing with the cowbells? I know you guys deal with the noise, but how do you kind of plan on communicating in that kind of environment?
We just have to be even more obsessive about communication. Just probably more eye contact with the running backs. Actually, like looking back at the running back, making sure that he has the call. Um, just being more obsessive about it.
Coach Saban called you the leader of the offensive line. Do you consider yourself that, or you still look at guys like Seth and Darian and JC for guidance?
I mean, we're all leaders on the offensive line. I don't think there's just one person that leads, and I feel like that's what makes us such a great unit, and that's what makes us so close because we're all leaders and we're all looking to make the group as a whole better together.
Just what did it mean to be a team captain in South Florida, even as a sophomore?
It means a lot, learning a lot from guys like Will and Bryce last year, seeing how they carry themselves and just carry myself in the same way. And it's really just an honor to be a captain versus USF, to be respected by my teammates and coaches, and that honor is really a great honor.
Elijah got his first kind of significant action right next to you on the left side this past weekend. Just how do you think he did, and just how do you just evaluate his performance when he came into the game?
Pridge did really well, like you said, it was his first real action of a very serious game. As anybody, there's mistakes that need to be cleaned up, but I'm very proud of Pridge for coming in, being able to plug and play. And the more guys that you have ready to play on the offensive line, the better your offensive line is.
Had you ever had back spasms before, and what was that like?
I haven't had back spasms before, and they hurt really bad, so we just thought it would be best if I didn't play against USF. But feeling a lot better now, and I'm looking forward to going into Mississippi State this weekend.
Coach has said whether it's Proctor or Pritch, who's at left tackle, that you kind of help them with calls. What specifically do you help them with on a play-to-play basis?
I'm just reassuring them on their calls. I came in as a tackle way back when. It feels like years ago. So I know all the tackle calls. So just reassuring them on that, and just like little tips before the play, be like, hey, stay inside out. Like, hey, this stun is coming. Just little things like that I help them with. But it's all them. It's just me just relaying the call, and I'm very proud of both of those guys.
What have you thought of the season that Robbie Utes has had, and how much does he as a tight end kind of help you guys as offensive line?
He helps us a lot. Robbie's a dog. We consider Robbie one of us, essentially. The way he comes in and blocks for us, and that everybody loves him. Whenever he catches a pass in the stadium, he gets that Heath Miller effect that he used to get in Pittsburgh. Like, ooh, so we all love to see Robbie catch the ball because we know how hard he goes for us when it comes to running the ball.
When you're relaying calls like that, does it kind of almost form a telephone where you hear it from Seth and you pass it down, or are you giving Caden or Elijah things on your own, or how does that kind of work?
That's exactly how it is. I probably say it's like a telephone effect. So I hear from Seth, then I tell Pritch or Proc, and we just go from there. And then, like I said, I'll give them little tips and reminders right before we go into the play. Be like, hey, eyes up for this, look for this, be mindful of this, and then we just go play ball. But you don't want to tell them too much because you don't want them to be thinking too much throughout the play. So it'll probably be a one-word thing like, hey, keep your heads up. Hey, you see this? Look, little things like that.
Hey, Tyler. How much energy do you guys get from the defense? I asked Jalen about this yesterday. You guys, they certainly had a great performance. Does that spill over to the offensive side?
It does, and it means a lot to build momentum, just to see the defense going hard. It's like it's almost we're competing with each other, like see who can have a bigger game, offense or defense. So we love to see those guys make plays, and we love to make plays for those guys,
Was there something that happened at halftime that sort of made that consistency and execution click a little better for y'all, or was that when things just kind of finally came together?
That's when things just finally came together. I don't think there was a specific moment We were playing really hard. Like I said, we just weren't executing consistently. But it all came together in the second half, and I feel like the time that we have built, the time that we've had as an offense, probably just clicked right then. And I'm excited to see how we continue to click along as the season goes on.